Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a follow-up to my previous Clever Fox Planner video I did back in June. I did a first impression slash flip through of the planner, and then I wanted to come back on and do kind of like a recap of how I've been planning. And it took me a while to get this up because, to be honest, I did not even plan all of July, and the summer was just crazy for me. So keeping up with, I do have a passion planner and I could barely keep up with that. So to kind of have two, it was kind of a little much for me. But anyways, I wanted to go ahead and just flip through and show you guys how I set it up, how I started to plan in this, and what my idea was for this planner. And while I flip through to the first section of the planner, I just wanted to mention that the paper quality of this planner is amazing. And as I was going through and planning, it felt very similar to the Passion Planner paper, where I don't really get, or I don't ever get, any bleed through with my pens, and I use like a gel pen. So and I went on their website, and they both happen to be the same paperweight, which is 120 GSM. So I really do love the paper quality. So the first part of the planner here has a section for your gratitude, self-awareness, and your daily rituals. And I know it looks totally bare, and I think when I was filling this out, I was kind of I overthink things when it comes to physically writing things like this, which is why in my passion planner, for example, I have a hard time filling out my monthly reflections. So, and sometimes when I can't think of anything, I just end up giving up on it. But I think I will try to go back and actually work on filling this in. Um, so I just took a couple of things that were important to me at that time that I was writing this. I wrote this back in June. So for what I'm grateful for, there's a lot of things that I'm grateful for, but when it comes down to it, um, the biggest thing that I'm grateful for is having the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom. I left my full-time job last year, and it's been amazing. So that's whenever I find myself complaining, I go back to that and tell myself, like, dude, I get to be at home with the kids, I get to raise my kids and not work. So I pretty much just need to shut myself up when I complain about the littlest things. So that's one of the biggest things that I'm super grateful for. And then the part where it has so where I'm passionate about, there's a lot of things that I enjoy doing. I really just couldn't narrow it down to what I love. I love to plan, and I also do enjoy budgeting. I'm on a debt-free journey, and just seeing the numbers go down and seeing our savings go up, it's just been enjoyable for me. So I look forward to setting up our budgets every single month and tracking our spending and all of that. If you were to ask me if I love to budget maybe like a year and a half ago, I would have said no. But I think my husband and I got our finances kind of more under control now, so it's been a lot more enjoyable. Another thing that I have recently been enjoying a lot is learning to learning modern calligraphy, and I decided to take a class on it, and I've been just obsessed with practicing lettering. I don't get to letter every single day, but when I do, I can practice for like an hour straight. So yeah. And on the right side where it says skills to learn, um, so when I wrote this down, I wrote it basically keeping in mind that I was going to use this planner for my social media planning, which is why I have all of those listed down on there. I want to learn how to edit videos a lot better. I want to learn how to take photos better, and I do want to improve my brush lettering skills as well, because I want to incorporate that in my planner. So and then for my affirmations, one of my favorite ones that when I was looking it up is this one, which is motherhood is challenging and everyone, or oh my gosh, I'm not even reading it right. Motherhood is challenging for everyone, and it is okay to struggle. And the next section of this planner is a vision board. And the last time I've created a vision board was way back in high school, which was almost like 20 years ago. So I don't I feel like vision boards always have to be so creative, and I'm not that creative. So I kind of left that one blank at the moment. Who knows? Maybe I'll go back and make one. And then the next section is for your goals. And I love that there's different areas of your life broken down. I'm not going to go over every single one. The one that I am focusing on, though, is the social media part. I did cross out the business/career and just focusing on social media. The only two platforms that I'm really on a lot is Instagram and YouTube. I really would like to grow my following on Instagram and on YouTube as well. And if you guys are if you make YouTube videos as well, you guys know that in order to get paid through Google AdSense, you need to have at least 1,000 followers, and I believe it's 10,000 watch time minutes, I think. And I think it would be really nice to get paid on the side without really having, to make too much of an effort. Yes, it is it is time consuming to edit these videos, but I actually enjoy doing this, and to be able to get paid just on the side, and to be able to what's the word am I looking for? And to be able to provide financially somehow, even no matter how small, every penny counts to me right now, especially since I'm on a debt-free journey. So whatever I can throw into debt and savings, I'm all for it. So that's why I really want to get to 1,000 followers. And what else is important on here for me? Everything on here is important, especially the financial goals. I really want to get out of debt. I want to save money. I want to get a home or buy a home. So I like that all of these goals are kind of broken down into chunks. And then so on the next page is an area where you can write down 5 of the main goals that you want to focus on. And these are the ones that I decided to stick to, which is so goal number 1, for example, is to lose 15 pounds. And again, I won't go through and read every single one, but just for an example, the way I decided to write out my goals here is to, so for goal 1, lose 15 pounds. I also wrote down a why I want to lose the weight. And then on the right side, where there is my mind map, I decided to do like a checklist of how I'm going to accomplish that goal. So yes, it's great to write down a goal, but I also think it's important to write down how you are going to achieve that goal, the how of the, because your goal is your end goal, like what you want to accomplish, but how are you going to accomplish that? I thought was important. That's why I kind of do like how that my mind map or a blank page was written down or was provided right next to it, because I was able to kind of just pair the two together. So yeah, that's what I did with the goals. And then moving on to the first monthly layout, which was in June, I was really horrible at planning out in this. So what I had originally planned for the planner or for the monthly layout was to plan out my videos that I wanted to post on YouTube, because again, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, this planner was meant to be my social media planner, and with the heavy focus on YouTube. And I wanted to use the monthly layout to track and analyze my statistics or analytics on YouTube and even on Instagram ever since I switched over to a business account. And I think what it is I need to come up with a routine with this, because especially after the summer, everything was just so relaxed for me. If you watched my previous Plan With Me videos, my previous Plan With Me video, I just fell out of a consistent routine. So I just need to really work on building up a routine that will allow me to focus on doing the things that I intended to for this planner. And I don't know if you saw, but it went from June straight to August, because I did not even plan in July. So I just kind of left. I didn't even touch the planner. I did, however, leave this planner near my right next to my bed, so if I had any ideas, I can jot it down really quick. I don't usually reach for my phone to jot things down. I like to write it on paper, so this was kind of helpful in that sense. Like if I had an idea, I would just jot it down on the back. So yeah. And moving on to the weekly layout, I, to be completely honest, had a hard time planning in it because I'm not used to a horizontal layout of planning. And as you can see, I decided to make my own columns. So I had a section for YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And there was even one week where I highlighted it. One of my favorite things about this layout is the built-in habit tracker. So if you're like me and you like to track your habits, this was meant to be just for social media. So there wasn't too much for me to track, but that's one of my favorite things about this planner. I also like how there was a place for you to write down your wins for the week, kind of like a reflection on how your week went. I've never really reflected back on how productive I was for the week. I always left it to the end of the month. So I really like how that was built in there for you. Yeah, and again, I only really planned in June. I think I need to give this planner another shot. And once I maybe come up with a game plan or a time frame for myself to work on social media, I will probably go back to this planner. So the back of the planner is filled with a ton of blank grid dot spaces or pages, and I use this space to kind of brainstorm video ideas that I had for YouTube and kind of breaking it down and the kind of a typical schedule I would like to have as far as filming, editing, and the amount of videos I want to film per week. And since this was laying by my bedside, I also used it to jot down some notes about back to school things I needed for my son. But I only really used 3 or 4 pages of this. I really need to start taking advantage of using these back pages as a brain dump because I get all of these ideas in my head and I just never write it down. So what I need to do is just keep this notebook laying around or anything laying around just so whenever I have an idea, I can jot it down really quickly. And I just need to find the time to really brainstorm. I haven't been really too consistent with YouTube planning over the summer or for over the year that I've been on YouTube actually. So I really need to dedicate some time to make sure that I'm brainstorming, not just filming, not just editing, but to actually brainstorm ideas and prep for it, I guess. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will talk to you in the next video. Have a great one. Bye.